going on, Jerome's beautiful Monday? Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. Happy Labor Day to the American viewers. For everyone else, happy Monday. There you go. Now, we're going to talk more about the Zimmer incendiary Star Tribune piece, but, you know. All right, so the past is the past. Also, we did up separate videos talking about it. So if you want to hear about the Zimmer comments, go click on those. But overall, it didn't look great. But also, hey, we got football this season. 2024 Vikings begin their march towards Jerome Barty, the first of 12 in the next 10 years, on Sunday in the Meadowlands, New Jersey, against the New York Football Giants. And I'm just like, breathe it in, baby. Breathe it in. And I can't wait, man, because first off, like the Giants and the Vikings got some revenge on their mind. Of course, 41 donut, and then the wild card, we know. But hey, was this Montezuma's revenge, where we got back at the Giants because the Donashell defense gave Daniel Jones that huge ass contract? Yeah, but you know that Justin Jefferson is just champing at the bit to get after things. Well, we'll get into why he might be a little bit pissed off too. But also, let's remember that Deonte Banks, Giants first round cornerback last season, the pride of Mississippi State, just sort of poking the bear. Just like counting down. Just like, hey, I can't wait until I get to face Justin Jefferson. Bring it on, man. That's right. And also, PFF Vikes pointing out Justin Jefferson ranks 7th in the NFL in yards per route run against man coverage, 2.85. That will pose a challenge for the Giants, who ran man coverage at the second highest rate in the NFL last year. Bring it. Hey, go ahead. Single up Justin Jefferson, man-to-man, belt buckle to belt buckle, your best against our best, and just bring it. That's right. I can't believe football's going to be back. All right. And yeah. Heading into the season with a little bit of trepidation. Jordan Addison's ankle dinged up. Hockenson missing the first 4 games. Reisner is out. Of course, the memory of Kyrie Jackson with the team this season. No J.J. McCarthy, but we ball. We ball, man. Slinging Sam Darnold, Kevin O'Connell, Justin friggin' Jefferson. That Flores Hellfire defense, bring it on. Week 1, it starts up against the Giants. And also, speaking of the Meadowlands, so initially the Jets were trying to sign recently waived former Vikings first round pick safety Lewis Cine, but then he ended up signing Buffalo. We're like, okay, the Jets were trying to add another chapter to the dumbest rivalry in sports history, but I guess not. But Judd Zulgad, told by Darren Dugan-Wolfson that former Vikings running back and kick returner King Kene Nwangu, who was claimed off waivers by the Saints but failed his physical, is set to visit the New York Jets on Monday. So it was interesting because I had thought that if Kene cleared waivers for the second time, right, like I said, failed his physical with the Saints, but if and when he cleared waivers for the second time, would the Vikings bring him back? Right, because even though they had gushed about about Myles Gaskin returning kicks this year, and Kene being waived was much more about Gaskin than Kene, but you think that maybe they would bring him back, but apparently not. King Kene probably looking for greener pastures and probably going to sign up with the Jets. And then, of course, the Vikings and the Jets get it on week 5. That's exactly what's going to happen. King Kene at Tottenham Stadium, the Tossers of Tottenham Stadium, he's going to bust one. New kick return rules, and he's just going to bust one against the Vikings right in the face. That's what's going to happen, man. But, wishing Kene the best. Hopefully it's not with the Jets, and hopefully it's not against the Vikings. That's all. Speaking of the Jets, so stupid-ass Aaron Rodgers, Bird Bones Boniva. Here's something that's interesting. Per Persuasion. Per Ben Gessling on Access Vikings podcast, the Vikings almost moved on from Adam Jerome Ezekiel Thielen in the 2022 offseason. If they had, Thielen likely would have joined Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So the first offseason of Kwesi, I mean, they made a lot of changes. They got rid of Anthony Barr. They did hang on for Adam Thielen for one season before ultimately cutting him in the 2023 offseason. He signed up with the Panthers. But yeah, they could have made a move. Quote, if they had traded Kirk, I think Adam Thielen probably would have been out the door as well. So, hold on, sort of bearing the lead there. If the Vikings would have traded Kirk in the 2022 offseason, the first season of Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, And maybe would have ended up playing in the NFC North with his old golf buddy from Lake Tahoe. Let's put it that way. I heard a lot of that at the time. Of course, the buddy Lake Tahoe is Aaron Rodgers. But of course, they go way back like Kyra Brackett. Frankly, they kind of look like cousins, don't they? Like if you told me like these are two jabronis from the Iron Range, I believe it. Yeah, go ahead. But of course, isn't like the rumor and conjecture that Thielen's wife was a Packer fan growing up or something like that? That would actually explain a lot. But I don't know, man. Like, where did that go? I had a Thielen graphic. That doesn't matter. But I feel so. Thielen going to Carolina. Yeah, things didn't end well. Of course, every single veteran player with a contract that doesn't have guaranteed money thinks that they've earned that cash and respect, but the team moved on, and Thielen had a great season with the Panthers, and Thielen's still going to be in the Ring of Honor, and there won't be any hard feelings. Time does indeed heal all wounds, but if Thielen would have joined the Packers, I don't know, man. And put it in reverse. I understand that the Packers eventually forgave Favre and then they retired his number and all that stuff and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. Anyways, so power rankings are starting to come out before the start of the season, and now on Wednesday we will release the most accurate power rankings in the known universe because. Yes, we need to do that. But Mike Clay, noted Eagles apologist and Vikings hater. 2024 NFL projections, power rankings, Super Bowl predictions. Vikings clock in at 26. This is what he wrote about the Vikes. Minnesota's defense is solid after making a few key additions to help offset the departure of Danielle Hunter, but it's hard to expect much from an offense that has gone from Kirk Cousins, now in Atlanta, to Sam Darnold. Oh, rear. Coach Kevin O'Connell will need to work his magic without J.J. McCarthy as a potential starter after his season-ending meniscus tear. Now, I understand the whole being wary of Sam Darnold, but weren't people wary about Baker last year with the Bucs, or wary about Geno in 2022 with the Seahawks? It's okay. Tranquillo. Just, hey, let him hate, let him write off everyone, but Darnold in this offense with Justin Jefferson, eventually with Addison, eventually with Hockenson, Aaron Jones, Christian Darrisaw watching his ass. Okay. Everything's going to be all right, baby. That's right. Speaking of Sam Darnold, USC. Right, so USC defeated the LSU Tigers. Did you know that they're technically the LSU Fighting Tigers? I feel like that just strengthens the Skull SU connection. But USC fight on. Got it done. Miller Moss kicking off the Heisman campaign with a game-winning drive. 27-20 in Las Vegas. And Brian Kelly's just a bad coach. Can we just say that? Brian Kelly is just not good. Like I don't understand why LSU is like, hey, you know the guy who could never get it done at Notre Dame, we got to get us some of that. And then Brian Kelly shows up with his fake Southern accent, y'all. But so I wonder if Sam Darnold, USC alum, and Justin Jefferson, obviously the pride of LSU, I wonder if they had like a little wager. Oh, actually, no. Don't even talk about that because maybe that's bad. I don't know. Maybe a friendly wager like, hey, Justin Jefferson at his presser this week now has to wear a USC jersey. Or something like that. As long as it's not an OJ, that's fine. That's fine, man. But, of course, USC. So, receiver Kyron Hudson, who bided his time. I mean, behind Washington, Brendan Rice eventually got his shot, but had maybe one of the greatest catches of all time. And also, this wasn't even like his best football play. I mean, his best play was late in the game. They find him up. Miller Moss drops a dime up the sidelines, and Kyron brought in the game-winning catch essentially while getting popped. LSU number 2 got ejected for targeting, and it was just great. I mean, is USC back? Because Miller Moss looks really damn good. I think that he could be in the Heisman conversation. I think that he could be eventually in the first round conversation. He bided his time, waiting behind Caleb Williams. Lincoln Riley can obviously coach quarterbacks, and also that USC defense. It might be back. Like, so here's the thing: like Mekhi Blackman leaves, the defense goes to poop. Jordan Addison leaves and Caleb Williams has to play hero ball every single game. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Not saying, just saying. That's all. But, yeah, it's a fantastic catch. But also, I feel like that wouldn't even register in Justin Jefferson's top 10 in the pantheon of JJ catches. Sorry, Jets catches. So there you go. Something that also didn't register is the Gophers. So losing at home against a very, very bad North Carolina team. I don't know if the New Hampshire kid's going to work out, but this is so funny. So Gopher Hole, our friends over there pointed this out. Well, this is a bit awkward. The Big Ten went 17-1 this week. So I really despise that there's 18 teams now in the Big Ten. Like, we need to get back to being a proper country. God meant for there to be 11 teams in the Big Ten. That's it, man. But, yeah. How's every single... also, I love these historic Big Ten rivalries like Rutgers and USC. Or, hey, what's the trophy going to be called for USC versus Purdue? The who gives a poop trophy? I don't know, man. I don't like all this conference realignment. I don't like that they're breaking up and watering down historic rivalries. I just don't like it, man. Like, eventually college football just needs to go to the Premier League format. Like, you're going to have a, say, 30-team Premier League, and there's elevation, relegation, up and down the pyramid as it goes, because it's ridiculous. Like, what's the point of being a... Sorry. Also, they need to go back to 1A and 1AA because no one knows what FBS and FCS still is. It's almost as stupid as Leaders and Legends. But what is the point? Say you're New Mexico State. What is the point in competing in FBS if you have zero goose D'Angelo Russell chance of winning a national title? Why? Like, even if you go undefeated, you're not going to make the playoff. You're not. So what is the point? They should honestly separate at minimum. I mean, throw my Premier League idea out the window, although it's pretty legit. Power 5, Group of 5, FCS, D3. That's how they should break it down. That's it, man. Anyways, it is Giants week. There's football this week. I love it, baby. That's it. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull Production Value. Happy September.